Welcome to episode 12, part 2 of Views from a Business Leader. In this episode, we carry on talking to Paul Norbury, who is the CEO and founder of Cardwave.
You mentioned about sort of Taiwan and the well-being and sort of people's well-being. I guess that's how are you sort of overcoming that with the business in terms of people who have been furloughed and sort of, how are you keeping in touch, I guess?
Well, I won't say that we're particularly a closed group, but we all know each other quite well. You know, we've got people of lots of different ages in our company here. I created a WhatsApp group, all right, and it started off every morning. You know, I'd just sort of get up, you know, make my wife a cup of tea, I'd sit in bed and I'd type my little message out to everybody. And it started off being quite structured about this is, you know, what's going to happen today. This is when we're open. This is when, you know, this is who needs to be in and who's not, etc. But over the weeks, I've started getting some silly jokes from my uncle down in Eastbourne. So I've been messaging those out again. And I think that people, they're okay. You know, I check in with them both collectively as a group, but occasionally sort of on a one-on-one basis. We get different people that come into the office. I'm always talking to them. Everybody knows that if they've got a problem, they'll come and talk to me. But people are also trying to deal with this themselves, and they don't always know themselves what they're dealing with. So most of the conversation is around maybe somebody's husband who's going completely insane because he can't go and play golf. You know, and others are just desperate to come into work, but they can't because there is no work. So I think I don't know. It's always down to your personality. I've always had a close relationship with my staff. We're very approachable. We talk, you know, and I'm always joking and sort of playing games and tricks on certain people. And it's important to keep that. So a bit of humour, but a bit of reality.
Absolutely. I like the what you mentioned about sort of we're all in sort of different boats but in the same storm, and that's quite an interesting and to think of it in that sense. Getting back to work, you mentioned some people are desperate to get back in work, and I've spoken to other companies and their employees are desperate to get back into work now. Some are working okay at home, some are, you know, like I said, really keen to get back into the working environment. I think for as a business owner, and how are you going to, have you got a schedule in place? How are you tackling that topic about getting back into work?
Well, on one hand, I'm saying I'm planning ahead, and I'm always planning ahead. On the other hand, this is a situation that nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we've got a very empty order book at the moment. We've got very good prospects, ideas of what is likely to happen in the future. We'll take it one step at a time. You know, recently I'm getting lots of emails about buying the social distancing signs and things like that. And I'll probably, you know, invest on some of those with people that I know have got a different business and will support them. But we've got a relatively good space here, so we can easily practice social distancing. So it's just more of the question around who do we bring back. Some people might need to be brought back sooner than others purely because they are not enjoying being at home. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Some are quite happy to be at home. So it will be dependent on the individual, be dependent on what type of work. You know, we might need to bring certain people back for certain skills. But we'll put this way, Joe, we're not expecting suddenly just to flick a switch and then everybody's back, we practice social distancing and the business starts up again. That's not going to happen. This is going to be a 6 to a 12 month, you know, engagement again. And, you know, what do we do when the furlough scheme ends after October? Is it extended? I don't know. That, I think, is going to be more of an issue for me because my company is not like a hairdresser's. You know, I can't suddenly open the doors and get a queue of people and start generating cash today. You know, I can turn the tap on, but it might take 3 to 6 months before you see any drops of business coming out the tap.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone was to sort of come to you now and as a sort of a friendly face to get some advice, I guess what's your sort of, what would be your key advice at the moment for any business owner on a boat in the storm? What should the focus be, and what would the advice be from you at the moment? Could you?
Well, you've got to remember why you started your business, and every business owner, without exception, I'm sure, had that conversation with themselves where they asked themselves, can I do this? Is this for me? All right. Yeah, you don't know how tough business is going to be, but you believe in yourself, your service, your product, and you believe that you can make a difference. All right. This situation is no different. You've got to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can climb that mountain. Nobody knows how high that's going to be. And it seems like every month that goes past, that mountain just gets higher and higher and higher, but you start out on a journey and you keep going with it. If you spend your time wallowing in pity and just doubting yourself, then you're not really going to give yourself a good opportunity. You're almost destined to failure. I truly believe in self-talk. I've done lots of training over the years and read lots of books and listened to motivational speakers, but you've got to put your mind, your own self-talk in the right frame of mind, and believe that you can do it. And then whatever curveball gets thrown at you, you'll just figure out the best way of dealing with it. And most of us will make mistakes. We always do, and as business owners, we all know you fail your way to success. Nobody's ever going to give you the secret recipe and the magic sauce and it's going to work first time. We make mistakes. We learn by those mistakes. We try our very best to do it better. And it's your energy and your enthusiasm that pushes you to do that. And that's kind of like why I like going to America a lot, because they've just got that gung-ho spirit, and sometimes you might view that as kind of like being a bit misguided and a bit OTT, but there is something for it. You've got to believe. Let's be honest. If you're at the start of a 100-meter final in the Olympics, you're not doubting yourself. You're telling yourself you're going to be the first across the line. So you've got to bring that spirit into how you manage your business.
Well, Paul, it's been fantastic. Thanks so much. I think that it's nice to end on that note, because I think your positivity comes through, and it's really good advice for a lot of business owners out there, that you've really got to stay positive and focus on the things that and remember why you originally set up business in the first place. I think it's really
absolutely
really good.
But that doesn't mean to say that you can't have a bad day. All right. The important thing is that we all get them. You all get down in the dumps, but take yourself out of it. Just change your scenery, change who you talk to, or go somewhere different. But re-engage with the reasons why you did what you did, and then just focus on what the benefits will be from having a successful business, and somehow, fingers crossed, God willing, we'll just make it better and we'll figure it out.
We'll get there. Brilliant, Paul. Well, thanks ever so much. That's great note to finish on, and much appreciated, and really appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.